A survey team will continue searching for mass graves from the 1921 Tulsa race massacre again this morning.
Tulsa Mayor G.T. Bynum is joining us this morning to talk about that search and the decision to pull plans to create the Office of Independent Monitor. We'll talk about that in a moment. First, you were out there yesterday. Tell us about, and this has kind of been a goal of yours for us to follow through with this.
Oh yeah, I mean this is about 8 years in the making just to get where we were today, and it was really cool to see the grid set up, the workers out doing this work. You know, we've come a long way as a city when we're willing, instead of trying to cover this thing up for 80 years, which was done, we're willing to be open and transparent about the process. And we want people to be out there to see it so it can be transparent. But as you mentioned a few moments ago, that created some unexpected hiccups for us as well.
In the equipment that they're using, we can see some of it now as they're asking people, the researchers asking people to turn off their phones now. How sensitive is this equipment?
Well, that's it. I mean, this is state-of-the-art, very sensitive equipment. I mean, this is trying to detect things as small as a nail that could be 6 feet underground. The people that operate that, they can't even wear a wedding ring while they're operating it because it can throw the equipment off. And so yesterday we had a lot of folks who I think share my excitement about this and are eager to see it, but and I'm guilty of it too, came out there with my cell phone, and you put a bunch of cell phones out there, you park a bunch of cars around it, and it threw the equipment off. And so we're having to be more diligent today. We blocked out this whole week just for Oaklawn, but we're going to be more diligent today about trying to keep folks back. We're not allowing parking in Oaklawn at all, and we want to keep phones away. I think everybody understands we want this to be productive. We want to be able to do the scans the right way.
What's the timeline on this? You mentioned Oaklawn this week. You have other locations,
Yes.
and then ultimately some report?
Oaklawn is the largest and most likely target based on the research that historians have done, and so the crews will be out there all week this week. Next we'll be going to New Block Park and surveying that area next week, and then after that Rolling Oaks Cemetery out in South Tulsa. Those are our three primary targets based on work that historians have been doing for decades. And then the Oklahoma Archaeological Survey will take all this data that they've collected, go back and analyze it. What they're looking for are anomalies in the soil that, you know, all of a sudden it looks like there's a grave there where we have no record of a grave being there. And then they'll come back and report their findings to our Public Oversight Committee probably in November or December. And then we'll make a decision based on that survey result on what we do next.
We did want to, speaking of oversight, we did want to mention the Office of Independent Monitor. We had you on the program last time and we were talking about the proposal toward the City Council. So, Mayor, you've since pulled the Office of Independent Monitor proposal and then reworked it and trying to get through a new one. Is that right?
Sort of. So what I came to realize was my hope and expectation that we could just find a middle ground between those who want nothing and those who want something that's much more involved than we can do within our legal framework at the city. We could find a middle ground and get the votes to get that through the council. And after I realized that that's not possible right now, I didn't want the councilors to bring it up and just vote it down. And so I asked them, okay, some of you want more time to look at this, look at what other cities are doing. Well, then let's hold off on a vote until you've had the time to do your due diligence and feel more comfortable casting a vote. In the meantime, though, I don't want us to just sit and do nothing when there's so many other things that we can be doing to build trust. And one of the primary things that I brought forward is increasing the number of community resource officers that we have. You know, the one that's probably best recognized is one we have had out at 61st and Peoria now for the last year and a half. We have an officer on foot going around building relationships with the homeowners, the folks that live in the area, the business owners, and really establishing a relationship between the police officers and the people that live in that area. So what we want to do is use our City Voice Index data that we've collected and identify those areas of the city where trust in Tulsa police is the least, and we want to put community resource officers in those areas to build up that trust and improve those relationships.
Mayor,
and all of that is occurring while the council is still doing their due diligence to move forward on an independent monitor.
Good. We're out of time, unfortunately.
Sorry.
No, we want to get all that information in. Though.
Yeah.
You did great on 918 day. I think you
Thank
survived.
you.
Did you sleep the whole next day?
Boy, I was, you and I were just talking. I got back from Israel the night before and then turned around and went out for 918 day all day. So I was a dead man walking by the end of that.
Well, we look forward to talking to you again next month.
Thank
you,
you.
Mayor.